Hey everyone, welcome to the video. It's a pretty warm Thursday afternoon. I'm just making my way down for the Illawarra Cycle Club Club Criteriums. It's my first C grade race, so see how it goes. But I've got the GoPro on the stem, and just made it off the pretty busy highways onto these quite suburban streets. But yeah, should be a good one. Yeah, stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. And yeah, I'll get back to you. Might film some. There's like one race before mine, so I get some clips of that. But otherwise, I'll see you when we're racing. Alrighty, so here we are on the start line. Commissaire says go, Garmin's on, and we crossed the line. I was in a bit of a higher gear than I probably should have been, so I had to push a little bit to get going. But yeah, as you can see at the front, some of the guys at the front of the group were definitely trying to push the pace into the first corner, so we did get up to speed fairly quickly. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good area in the group and just to sit and just stay out the wind and kind of just settle into the race. First C grade race, so it's a bit of a different experience racing in a group like this. First mistake here, I've kind of drifted off the wheel a bit. There's a lot of this stringiness within the group for a fair bit of the race, and I did feel like I was kind of doing a bit of wasted energy, kind of drifting back into the corners, and I have to work a bit harder to get back onto the wheel. So definitely plenty of things to improve on from this race. But this is the first like main corner that goes into the finishing straight. Trying to take it a bit easy because this is where all the crashes are at this crit track. So just trying to stick with the front of the group. Trying to work my way up here, but decided just to sit in. And yeah, about 35 k's an hour. We kind of did slow down on this first bit after going quite fast. On the other side, on the windy part of the track, you can see the track and where we are just next to the duration on the left hand side of the screen. But I'm not going to show all the race footage because I'm sure that will bore you. It's about 20 minutes of racing and C grade, and it wasn't the most exciting race in the world for you guys to watch. So we definitely will be skipping ahead to some parts, but here we're coming into that corner again. I'm just finding myself a little bit higher in the group now, so I definitely didn't maintain my position as well as I should be doing. But yeah, it was good. This bit, I was happy with how I was positioned towards the front and quite sheltered. Although I did find the wind was, felt kind of like it was coming from the side as well. So at times you would feel it, but yeah. It was good to kind of get the heart rate down and just sit in the pack a little bit more, kind of get into a bit of a flow here. But then obviously working through the corners. The good thing is being smaller and my bike being much smaller, I could pedal a little bit around some of these corners. Obviously I don't, depending on how fast you're going and if there's people around me. But when I'm on the outside I can sometimes get a pedal stroke or two in, which helps me maintain a bit of speed. But here, I'm just following this guy's wheel. He looks back and it seemed like he didn't really want me on his wheel. So I ended up going here, but then another person did go up the front and stretched my hand out at the same time. I wasn't waving him on or anything there. But yeah, I was sitting in here and we'll skip an extra lap ahead. This is actually still the same lap, but I did actually end up having to go on the front. Probably wasn't the smartest idea, but at this time I was just following the wheel. So I didn't really mind. It was a bit earlier on the race. Probably would have been better to conserve a bit of energy and just sit at the back. But I ended up at the front. Wasn't too bad. Didn't spend too long at the front. But yeah, I was just keeping it steady, not going too fast or too hard anywhere. It was very brief, which is good, and then I got gobbled up because people were putting a lot more power out of that corner than I was. And then I ended up sitting back in probably towards the front of the bunch. So I guess then, yeah, here I am dropping off the wheel again. Something that I needed to work on a lot from this race. Kind of was a never-ending cycle of that. But yeah, I had to work a bit just after that pull. The speed definitely did increase than the 2 laps beforehand. But yeah, then we just kind of used some guy there getting up a few positions there. Good move. But yeah, we have carried on this steady pace for a while, and yeah, we'll wait until something else happens in the race. So here are about a lap and a bit further into the race, and I'm sitting behind Brad's wheel. I've rode with Brad a few times, so I was happy to try and follow his lines. It was good, he was giving me some pointers, so good choice of line there, so I was able to pick up a position. And then yeah, there's Abe, Brad's brother, on the left, and definitely did get gapped a little bit around that corner, so you had to work a bit out of the corner, because often at the front they definitely do push the pace a little bit. So here, having to bridge that gap. There's definitely a decent gap, but thankfully they did kind of sit up a little bit, so it made it a bit easier to join back up. But here there's a few people that were trying to... There was a few times that breakaway was trying to go, but nothing really ended up happening. And yeah, then we kind of rejoined into the bunch. Here's this corner again where I definitely found myself slowing down in comparison to the front group. So I thankfully wasn't actually too quick out of that corner, so I was able to get back up, but definitely something I had to work on. I felt like I was going a little bit too careful around some of the corners and being a bit too wary, so that's definitely something that I can improve on next time. And here I'm kind of seeing the wind, so I had to make my mind up and I moved over to the right side. I put this one on times 800%, so we'll speed through this bit. But yeah, this is kind of how the middle of the race went. Everyone just kind of sitting in, like I said, very similar to what was happening before. And then we'll skip on to later into the race. Not actually too far after that, but I thought this was worth putting in. Coming around this corner again into the straight, and I'm kind of dropped the wheel again, but that was kind of happening for a lot of people. Decided to try and work my way up, saw that it was kind of setting up a bit the group, so good place to try and improve a few positions. So coming along here, and then I think it's in second, so I've got, on the right, pick up this guy's wheel as the pace, someone goes off the front, I think that was Charlotte, goes off the front, a few guys try and pick it up, I join onto this guy's wheel. By this time everyone's kind of strung out, and behind me is literally very similar to what it is in front. Everyone a little bit gapped from each other. This was another move that didn't really materialise to anything. But yeah, I thought it was worth putting in. I definitely had to work a little bit to hold this guy's wheel. I was a bit tired by now. But yeah, we kind of got back together, and then yeah, went back to what it was like before. So here we are about to cross the line for 2 laps left, and we'll just play through these last 2 laps. And the speed's definitely increasing, and the power I felt in my legs was definitely decreasing. But yeah, I was just trying to hold on these last 2 laps. I knew I was going to speed up a bit, and yeah, I was happy with how I was positioned here. It would have been better if I was feeling a bit better and trying to hold the wheel, maybe get a few more places up. But I was still sitting towards about the middle, maybe towards the middle front. And yeah, we were coming in here, felt alright, definitely working hard now. I mean, I was most of the race, but yeah, coming in here, was into these corners for the second last time for this race, and just hoping to keep my position as much as possible. See, I've already lost a spot there, guys gained 2 positions, and you can see the front definitely working hard coming out this corner. So out the saddle, making sure I stick to the wheel. It's pretty good here. Figured I'd try and get a little bit higher up. Probably wasn't the smartest move because I was facing the wind, so it was. But then when I saw this guy's wheel, that was good because I could try and sit behind that. But then as he tucked away, it kind of left me with nowhere to go other than a little bit behind. But I was still very happy with how I was positioned right here. Very close to my max heart rate right now, so I was working, and I didn't really have much else I could give. There's Brad in a few positions there. Keep an eye on him. And yeah, here I'm kind of not really in anyone's slipstream, so don't really know what I'm doing here. I don't really have anywhere else to go, so work a bit to get to this guy's wheel. I think I'm sitting about 6th here. The pace definitely increases around this last corner. You can see Rob, I think, the orange there. I know someone else in orange, but yeah, you can see it's very strung out. There's a bit of a gap towards the front. I am a fair bit behind here. I've gone a bit wide there, so I've lost a bit there, and coming to this last corner, there's people already way up there, so I'm way out of contention for any sprint. So kind of start here for the minor places, and then end up sitting down for a bit. I don't have enough energy to sprint from there, so I give it a bit of a sprint, and then I kind of have nothing else, so I just sit up, and only for minor places. But yeah, that was C grade crit, first C grade. Happy I didn't get dropped, plenty of things to learn from, and yeah, that was the race. So now we'll go to after the race. Just finished watching B grade, and that concludes the afternoon of racing. And yeah, it was good fun, good learning experience going in C grade. Didn't get dropped. Yeah, and hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.